Okay, welcome back. Now, let's do a quick recap. We talked about the importance of email. We talked about how to get them on your list through the power of lead magnets onto your database, someplace that you control, not the Facebooks of the world. We talked about how it fits into the overall context of the customer value journey. Now, just to really hit home this point, the customer value journey is the strategic framework we're using for all of this, okay? It is a strategy. Now, I want to convert from strategy or pivot from strategy into tactics. I want to turn tactical into practical and what that looks like. For that, I need to introduce you to something I call the Big Funnel 5. You've already been introduced to number 1 of those. I'm going to cover the next 4. I'm going to list them first. I'm going to describe how each of those tactics I'm about to describe in the Big Funnel 5 fit into the customer value journey. And then we're going to get super practical and talk about an overall funnel architecture and how one flows into each other right down to the landing pages, what they mean, and how they fit into the Big Funnel 5 and into the customer value journey in general. Cool? Cool. All right, let's get started. Here they are. The Big Funnel 5, you've already seen the one that kicks it all off. That's the lead magnet. So I'm not going to belabor that point. We've already talked about that. But when someone opts into your list through the power of a lead magnet, then what you want to hit them up with is what we call an entry point offer. That's number 2 of the Big Funnel 5. An entry point offer is a conversion mechanism. It is a small investment of either time or money because people invest in 2 ways, either with their pocketbook, their wallets, or with their calendar, with their time. If someone is going to sit on a 60 or 90-minute webinar with you, for example, that is an investment of time. Okay, so that is a good example of a time-based entry point offer, or a free strategy session, a sales call. Those are examples of entry point offers that are time-based. A low-risk dollar investment might be a $7 info product, right? Something they can opt in for, a widget, a template, something like that. So super low barrier to entry in the infopreneur world. Typically, it's $20 or under in the online space. So we have number 1, the lead magnet of the Big Funnel 5. That leads them into the entry point offer. And then once they take you up on the entry point offer, low barrier to entry, it's a low-risk offer, guys. Then that leads to number 3 of the 5, the core offer. That is your flagship product. You really want to sell them. But why do we sandwich in the entry point offer between a lead magnet and the core offer? That's because if we convert them into a customer through a low ticket item like an entry point offer, they're typically 10 times more likely to convert into the core offer because you've built that relationship. You've earned some know, like, and trust. You've earned the right from them to pull out their wallet and give you cash. They are entering their credit card details through an online screen that we call an order form. Okay, and we'll get into the tactics in a little bit where that fits in and lays out on a landing page, for example. To recap quickly, we got the lead magnet flowing into the entry point offer. So when someone actually opts in to your lead magnet, the thank you page is the entry point offer. It's just not saying, hey, thanks for opting into our lead magnet, here it is. It's saying, hey, thanks for getting this thing that we're offering you. Your next step is this better thing, okay? Where the lead magnet, it's high value, high perceived value, high actual value, but it's kind of incomplete. It's better if they take the next step. That's what the entry point offer represents. And then the thank you page to that is the upsell to the core offer itself, that flagship item that you are known for. Once they take your core offer, then you have earned the right to offer a profit maximizer. And it sounds exactly like it says. Okay, it is to maximize profit. The profit maximizer is an upsell to the core offer. And then we get into the return path, one of the least understood items of the Big Funnel 5. And I'm going to delve into that in a second. But for now, I just wanted to list the Big Funnel 5, the lead magnet, your entry point offer flowing into your core offer, your flagship offer that you're known for, flowing into your profit maximizer, and ultimately the return path. So if that's the funnel 5, what do we do with them? You already know what we do with the lead magnet. That is the entry point to the funnel. Then by virtue of having their contact information, we can follow up with them. And I want you to visualize a series of landing pages in a funnel flow. When I say the big funnel 5, the first 4 of those are represented by a landing page and the offer itself, which resides on the landing page. So think of a lead magnet. You have a widget, a PDF, a workbook, a white paper, whatever it is, that's your lead magnet, but you have to offer that in the online world at least through a landing page. So it's simply an online page where you describe, hey, here's what the lead magnet is, here's why you need it, here's how to get it, they opt in. Okay, so think of a section or the start of the funnel where the lead magnet resides on a landing page. They opt into it on the email list. You get them on your list. Then as soon as they click that submit button to grab the lead magnet, what does that do? It flips over to a thank you page typically. But instead of just saying, hey, thank you, here's your lead magnet, we say, thank you, you did a great job in opting in for that. Here is your next step. Here is our next offer and why you need it. By virtue of opting into the lead magnet in the first place, they are raising their hand for a specific piece of information that you are providing in the lead magnet in the first place. So the entry point offer is their natural next step. But now we want them to take a little more commitment. Okay, the email to opt in for the lead magnet, that is free. Now, does it have value? Absolutely. It's their personal information, and that is guarded with this ever-increasing age of fraud and so forth. Our personal information is valuable, but it's still free to give in exchange for a value proposition they get in the form of a lead magnet. When you offer them the entry point offer, however, you are asking them for an escalation of commitment. Still low risk, mind you. Why? Because you're building a relationship. This whole funnel flow is designed especially for cold traffic, people who don't know you. They're not on your list yet, and as soon as they are, then you can offer them, you give them a lead magnet, followed up immediately by the entry point offer on the thank you page. They could see that offer and say no. Most people will, truth be told. But by virtue of them being on your list, because they opted in for the lead magnet, you can follow up with them through email and say, hey, you took us up on this, you want to take us up on this next step. And you hit them up a few times until if they still say no, well, then you can switch up the conversation. However, if they're moving seamlessly through the funnel, they take you up on the lead magnet, they take you up on the entry point offer. The thank you page to the entry point offer, if they take you up on that, should be the core offer. You want to ever increasing ascend them up through your ascension ladder. So they take you up on your core offer, and then you have earned the right to give them a profit maximizer. It's even more value. And what makes great profit maximizers, guys, is typically speed and automation. Let's say your core offer might be an online course. Well, the profit maximizer might be, hey, let's do this faster for you. You don't even have to take the course. We'll just do it for you. It could be done for you services. It could be speed. It could be, we're going to automate this for you instead of you taking all this training, all those kinds of things. Those are represented by the offers themselves and the landing pages on which those offers reside. Every single one of those that I just mentioned, the first 4 of the funnel 5, is an offer residing on a landing page. And if you think of the return path, the 5th element of the big funnel 5, think of that as where they have the opportunity to opt out anywhere they want along the journey of going through the funnel. And we have the ability to follow up with them to get them back on the path they left. Thus, we call it the return path. The return path is not represented by a landing page. It's represented by email primarily. It is also represented by anything that gets them back into the funnel where they left off. And that's why it's so powerful, because it's based on segmentation. It's based on their behavioral choices, because those become different types of conversations. We are going to have a different conversation with a lead who doesn't take us up on the entry point offer Then someone who does take us up on the entry point offer, those become buyers. That's one of the key principles of why we offer an entry point offer in the first place. It further qualifies them and it turns leads into customers, even if they're low ticket or low paying customers. The return path, we can follow up with them. Let's say they take us up on the entry point offer, and then in that funnel flow, they see the core offer on the next page after they take you the entry point offer. And let's say it's too rich for their blood, they don't want it or they're not interested, but by behavioral choices, we know where they stopped in the funnel. And we know that through automations and technology. There's easy ways to do that in today's online world with CRMs, customer relationship management systems, email marketing platforms. All of that can figure out where they leave the funnel so we can follow up with them by virtue of the return path. When I think return path, I think email marketing. Truth be told, the return path can be anything that brings them back into the funnel, back to where they left off. That includes something like retargeting, sometimes called remarketing. That includes exit pops, which you've seen. When you go to leave a website and you have a pop-up come up and say, hey, don't leave yet. We're going to entice you to stay with this little ethical bribe here. Those are all examples of return path mechanisms. So there's a lot that goes into it. But when I think email, the primary method of the return path is email, in my opinion, for the reasons I outlined earlier on why email matters. So that's the big funnel 5: lead magnet, entry point offer, core offer, profit maximizer, return path. And let's dive into now where it fits into those tactics. Those are tactics. A lead magnet is a tactical approach. Let's see where it fits into the strategy, the customer value journey. Lead magnets, firmly placed in the subscribe stage. We already covered that. Entry point offers, those are firmly placed in the convert stage. An entry point offer is a form of conversion mechanism, like that webinar, that time-based conversion mechanism that I mentioned earlier, or a $7 info product that someone opts in for. That is a conversion mechanism. And you're converting them into a customer from a lead, and then you can flow them into your core offer, which is the first offer you want to hit them up with in your ladder of ascension that resides at the ascend stage of the customer value journey. So core offers, and notice it's a ladder of ascension in the ascend stage. So there's a lot bundled into the ascend stage. That is the beefiest and arguably one of the most important stages of the entire customer value journey, because that's your flagship offer. That's where you offer them. It's also where you include the upsells, the downsells, the cross sells, all those main offers where you can maximize your profit, which is also why the profit maximizer resides in the ascend stage as well. Core offer, profit maximizer, all your upsells, downsells, cross sells reside in the ascend stage. That's the first 4 of the big funnel 5 and how they overlay into the customer value journey. So where's the return path? I like to think of the return path mainly as email marketing because that's one of my specialties. That's my go-to place for return path mechanisms. It permeates almost the entire customer value journey. It's not dedicated to one single stage like the other mechanisms are, the other funnel 5, but the return path is a special animal. It's like the undercurrent. Email marketing flows through the entire CVJ, as I explained before in the how email fits into the customer value journey. It is everywhere once they're on your database because you can follow up with them with core offers, entry point offers, profit maximizers, all the things. It's that important. That is the big funnel 5. That's how it overlays into the customer value journey, and that is Funnel Foundations 101.